Hello and welcome to Horse Sense. I'm Mohit Lalwani to bring you all the horse racing action from Singapore and the rest of the world. Well, plenty happening at Kranji right now. We'll start at the very top with the Panasonic Kranji Mile. Panasonic Kranji Mile is the first leg of the Singapore Triple Crown, and it was added to the Singapore racing calendar at the turn of the millennium along with other important races that were introduced that year. These included the Jumbo Jet Trophy, Committee's Prize and the Fortune Bowl. The strong favourite in the parade ring in this Group 1 contest over the 1600 metre trip was the John O'Hara trained Spalato. Unbeaten in 2 starts in 2015, most believed that with Nunez on board, this would be a mere formality for him. The field, however, did have a highly talented and game galloper in the L'Oreal accent-schooled Stepitup. Admittedly going over a trip that could have been considered a bit short for him, he did have Michael Rodd on board to help him run home late. Pat Shaw saddled 3 of the 8, including the Longines Gold Cup winner from last year, Quechua, who had Corey Brown in the saddle, while Steve Burridge saddled just 1 in Wild Geese, who would be ridden by Kennedy. With the odds firmly in support of Spalato, the horses left the parade ring and made their way into the start of this Group 1 contest at Kranji over a mile. With Spalato the firm favourite to bring home the spoils, the starter has set them away.
They're racing in the Panasonic Kranji Mile. Believe Yourself out wide commenced well. Also good speed from Pachelbel's Cannon zooming up on the outside, and Slew of Load's going to put a bit of speed on early as well, and Spalato drives through between horses. Pachelbel's Cannon takes the lead after they go 250 over Slew of Load. Then Spalato, Wild Geese improves along the inside. Next of all is Believe Yourself, then Quechua. Over on the inside is Stepitup, and back of the tail is Emperor's Banquet. They're about to come off the back, and Pachelbel's Cannon trying to be eased in the lead. Showed the way as they turn off the back straight with 1,000 metres to go. In second position, Slew of Load, followed by Spalato between horses. So Slew of Load's just kept a little wide there, and Spalato gets a little bit of a shave up as they go into that corner. They were followed by Wild Geese over on the rails from Believe Yourself. Quechua travels up strongly just behind them. Emperor's Banquet to the outside, and Stepitup is back at the tail about 5 from the leader. Compact as they come to the 600 in the Kranji Mile, and Pachelbel's Cannon shows the way. Slew of Load up on the outside. Spalato is across heels, followed by Wild Geese. Quechua between horses needs a little bit of room, followed by Stepitup. Believe Yourself out wider, then Emperor's Banquet, but Spalato moves up alongside of Slew of Load. Stepitup over towards the inside, begins to improve. Quechua is down the outside. Spalato with a big fight on his hands. Stepitup ducked through to the inside, reaches the lead in the Panasonic Kranji Mile. Quechua is down the outside, but Stepitup begins to career away from Quechua running to second. Nothing left for Spalato, and Stepitup bolts in by 5. Stepitup over Quechua.
Well, it's the first time I've seen him sprint like that. Like he usually grinds at him and wears him down, but geez, he showed a turn of foot today. No, I said that to Michael. I said, look, you just watch him. He gets off the bit and he'll try and work you out a bit, but just watching, he said he'd watched Manuel ride him a few times. He's got to keep him on the bit, trying to keep him travelling. Oh, for sure, he'll run the journey, and if he goes well on that, he'll go around the Gold Cup as well.
Maybe it's just the track's just got a lot of give in it today, you know. It was pretty hectic early. I actually wanted to try and cross Wild Geese and try and get up behind Spalato and then have a rest and see if I could sort of follow him home. But as it turned out, I ended up in a horrible spot. I couldn't hold my ground. I was sort of slapping and kicking at the 1400 trying to hold a spot, and eventually you just got to let him go. You can't keep pushing, and I went to come around him because there was just a blockage all up the inside, and then I saw them all starting to make their run and coming away from the fence, so I just whipped back to the fence and just got a lovely run through, and just the turn of foot, quite amazing. I went past him at the 300 running away, so be interested to see how he pulls up. He's a mighty horse, and I think a lot of us thought we were running for second prize money, but this has happened a lot in the past with good horses. They're all beatable, and we proved that today with a mighty little horse. He is. Look, you go through his replays, and he's a funny horse to ride looking at on TV because he doesn't really travel much, and then he's giving 100% at the end. Normally you want a horse to tow you through the race, and he doesn't do that. He gives you no feel at all, but once you give him a bit of daylight, he knows where the winning post is.
Stepitup was given a peach of a ride by Michael Rodd, who gave the gelding a long rein while content to sit off the pace with some cover. In fact, he got his charge so relaxed that when he saw daylight, he sprinted away from the field, showing little or no fatigue at all. The favourite Spalato didn't get to the lead early as he likes to do, and just finished flat on a forgettable day for him. With this victory, Stepitup has won 14 of 32 starts in Singapore, with his sights firmly set on the second leg of the Triple Crown.
Now I'd like to invite Mr. Fujiwara Tetsuya to present the prizes for the Panasonic Kranji Mile to the winning owner, and representing Tivik Stable, Mr. Ali. One of our big races on the calendar here in Singapore, the Panasonic Kranji Mile, won this year by Stepitup. So congratulations go to Tivik Stable, who've had a terrific run with this horse, and his prize money escalating well beyond $2 million. The winning trainer, of course, is Laurie Laxon, who's in Hong Kong for the day, and representing Laurie, Shane Ellis. An integral part of the Laxon team, so well done to Shane, who'll gladly take the trophy. They've done a terrific job with this horse. That is his 5th win from 10 starts in 2015, and career-wise, his 14th win from 32 starts. The winning jockey having his first ride on the horse today, Michael Rodd. Popular Australian jockey who's had a terrific time of things here in Singapore in 2015, and this is one of his really big wins, taking out the $500,000 Panasonic Kranji Mile. Our congratulations go to all winners after the Panasonic Kranji Mile at Stepitup, victorious in 2015.
Well, it's time for a short break. On that note, we'll come right back, go behind the scenes at the Singapore Turf Club, and have a chat with Dr. Curry, one of their leading veterinarians. Welcome back to Horse Sense, and as promised when we left you, let's head straight over behind the scenes at the Singapore Turf Club and, well, catch up with Dr. Curry.
They're ready and they're racing now in the particular.
Equine athletes are subject to very high stress levels that often cause injury and lameness. The use of X-rays and radiology in diagnostics has always been important to ensure that extent of injury and recovery are precise. Dr. Curry from the Singapore Turf Club explains.
So X-rays taken nowadays are digital. You have DR and you have CR. And DR is digital radiology, that's direct. And so you take the X-ray, the image appears on the screen directly from the plate. And CR is computed radiology. So when you take the X-ray, it computes an X-ray. And this one is CR. So there's a sensitive screen in here. You take the X-ray, it's stored in this cassette. And then we take it out and put it in this other machine. And when we do that, it will produce the image and store it on that screen. So we put it in here. This cassette goes in. It opens up, a laser reads the image, and then stores it and erases it. That's old technology. Now the DR technology, we have an X-ray in 7 seconds. We take the X-ray, we see it on the screen in 7 seconds, and then you're ready to take your next one. So this one, you take however many plates you have, you're taking them in to read them. That machine, the DXG, will develop 7 plates at a time, but still that's about 7 minutes. You know, if you think about doing 15 X-rays in 7 seconds instead of in 20 minutes, it's much more efficient. Plus, I like the quality of the DR better than the CR. I like the image. You can see it. If it's not what you want, you just take it again.
Technology in radiology is in fact changing rapidly, and today's hardware provides not just better results, but results in near real time too.
So this image is taken, and then there's the quality is better than this on average, but this horse has a bandage and a special boot on his leg, so the image doesn't look as great, but it's a very good image. So this image is taken in about 7 seconds, and to get this image, we use the same generator, and we have a plate that against the horse. The problem is connected to an umbilical cord. So working around the horse can be tricky with this long cord. You don't want them to step on it, you don't want them to trip on it. So you put this wherever you want, you take your X-ray, and then the image appears right there, and you say, yes, that image is good enough quality. I will proceed to the next of the series. So the cumbersome part is dragging around these umbilical cords. The newest DR has a wireless plate, and the plate is smaller actually. And so instead of having an umbilical cord, you just have a plate. you put like that. And you have the convenience of the image showing up immediately. So we have one of those on its way. It's called the Leonardo system. And that system is very quick. So you don't have an umbilical cord. The other benefit now, the generators that we use, this is the generator that we use most often. It's got electricity going to it. Today everything is run off batteries. Even our new generator that we're going to get this year, we ordered, is about that big and can take 600 X-rays without charge, just on one battery. So you can walk into the stable with your generator and your plate and do all the X-rays you need to without having all these things in the way, which is good when you're dealing with horses. Sometimes they're scared, especially when they're injured. You know, it can be tricky to get a good image with things buzzing and moving around them and cords everywhere.
Dr. Curry is part of the team at the Singapore Turf Club that is responsible for every horse in training. In this case, hardware becomes critical for efficiency.
Okay, so one of the things about racing and any high-level sport for people or animals is that you overtrain them. In order to become a super athlete, you have to work harder than the average person, and that's why human athletes and horse athletes all get more problems with arthritis and tendon ligament injury. So if you overtrain them and you over-race them, then the bone doesn't have enough time to really heal. The tendon doesn't have enough time to heal. So our bodies are in a condition of homeostasis. We're always trying to keep everything healed nicely. If you get the anabolic effect is less than the catabolic, which is the breakdown effect, is not as strong as the rebuilding effect, then you're not going to have strong enough tissue. How do you know that? It's really tricky because some horses will break, they'll break their tissue down faster than others and repair it faster. So everybody tries to train their horses just to the right amount and race them the right amount. And they utilize the vet's experience to try to tell them, this is a bit of an injury, so you got to rest them. You can work through pain. You should rest when you have injuries. What the trick is balancing the two. Now, you get breakdown of cartilage, you get breakdown or overtraining, you'll get the bone gets too hard in around the joints. That's called subchondral sclerosis. And the bone actually is like a sponge at the end of the bones. It does compress under weight loading conditions. If it becomes hard and you have a soft cartilage over the top of it, then that cartilage starts to break down, which leads to osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis is probably the biggest cause of retirement in racehorses and humans.
Well, fascinating stuff out there. We'll take a short break on that note. Come right back. Don't go anywhere. It was a day for history to be made, for no horse had ever won the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe 3 years in a row. Yet, Triomphe was tipped to do so, and for many it was as good a chance that she would ever get.
I think Triomphe is outstanding. What she's done last Sunday was exceptional, and she was very good, very well after the race. I think normally you always can have an accident or a problem, but she seems to be unbeatable. But she will still have to run against New Bay and some other horses. But she was outstanding, and she showed a form that was back to the form she had 2 years ago. Last year she had some health problem. She was not at her top, but she was fantastic. I think it will be a great moment for the history of racing.
Standing in her way was the Epsom Derby winner Golden Horn, and even though she was giving him a chunk of weight and the fact that the ground suited him more than it did her, most believed that he would run second to Trev and that history would indeed be made. Well, they were right, and in fact history was made, but not in the manner that they believed.
I wonder how Thierry Janet is feeling at the moment as he just walked in with her, a very level-headed man.
Oh my goodness. This is it, the pressure is on. So Tapestry, one of the last to go in. Here's Ian with the call.
That's it, they're ready. Lined up then for the Arc de Triomphe, starter holding them, and away they go. They begin their 2,400-metre trip. Dolmia and Golden Horn are the first two to bounce out of the gates. New Bay and Shaha are up there as well. Trev settles about 6 or 7 from the rear of the field. Spirit Jim and Silver Wave are the last couple. Eagle Top found, and Prince Gibraltar and also Freen towards the back of the field. But Shaha, the pacemaker, has gone through to lead. shows in front. The pink cap of New Bay in second, and Golden Horn is deep on the course. Black and white jacket and red cap. Flinchers next, the noseband of Dolnir. Then Erupt against the running rail from Free Eagle and Siljan Saga, and the blue jacket of Manatee. Freeness next from Eagle Top, and then Trev spotted towards the right. Silver jacket and maroon cap from Tapestry and Found and Prince Gibraltar and Silver Wave and Spirit Jim at the rear of the field. They head up towards the top of the hill, and it's Sharjah with now in second position. Golden Horn has moved up to take second place ahead of New Bay with the pink cap, and Flincher the same jacket, a green cap. Erupt and Dolnir the next couple of runners from Free Eagle, Manatee and Siljan Saga. Trev beginning to make progress already. They are just bunching up a little bit as they head down the hill now. And it continues to be Sharjah, but only by about a half length. Golden Horn has almost taken the lead. And then comes Flincher, who's moved up to take third place from New Bay in fourth. Dolnir, the green colours. And then comes Erupt and Free Eagle. Then Siljan Saga and Manatee and Tapestry. Then Trev halfway down the field still. From Eagle Top, Prince Gibraltar and Freen. And then Silver Wave and Spirit Jim at the rear. Already down the full straight. They're heading up towards the home turn now. Sharjah has moved on by a length and a half to Golden Horn. Flincher going well in third from New Bay and Dolnir. Trev will be launched towards the outside on the extreme right, and this is it now, the home straight in the arc. Trev towards the right, begins to make a move. Golden Horn and New Bay are the front two though. Here comes Trev. Then Free Eagle and Dolnir. They're heading down with 300 metres to go. Golden Horn in front, and it's Golden Horn and Frankie Dettori from Flincher in second place. Trev is on the outside in third, trying to close. Golden Horn, though, is answering every call from Frankie, and it's Golden Horn who's going to win the arc. Flincher was second, Trev and New Bay together in third and fourth places. Then Free Eagle, Prince Gibraltar, Siljan Saga, Spirit Jim, Silver Wave. And behind this, Manatee, Freen, Eagle Top and Dolnir, and it is Frankie Dettori.
We slightly used the tactics we used here in the Prix with William a few years ago. Stay very wide from the draw, and you can float down the outside and then watch where you want to slot. If you go for it too soon, you get committed, and staying out there really helped. And the pacemaker set a solid, even gallop, not a silly gallop, and it allowed Frankie to come and join the pacemaker, then slot behind the pacemaker, which is lovely, then you switch off. And I knew in the straight he would kick relatively early, because he said the problem with the arc, they come at your back with arrows, which is rather a good expression. And I think he was aware a few arrows were coming. But look, he's a fabulous horse with a gorgeous constitution, and I've nothing but praise for the horse, because he's taken a lot of training all year. And he does stay a mile and a half, so I think we're sure of that now.
And coming here with the ground as it was, how was the confidence?
I was very happy with the ground, very happy with it, and I did say a couple of times the thing I didn't want was to be, we got trapped in small fields and no pace and had to make our own running, and you got a lead today. There's New Bay and Flintshire second and third. They set the standard. New Bay, Prix de Jockey Club winner, Flintshire second in it last year, so we know the arc form's good, and Trev's run very well to be fourth. Probably on soft ground she'd have blown us all away.
Revenge, Frankie Dettori said afterwards, was the last thing on his mind as he passed the furlong in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, certain beyond all doubt that he had won the race on Golden Horn. Yet he must at least have afterwards felt the warm glow of indignation as he worked the crowd as only Dettori can. The ride that left Trev the favourite among the chasing pack 2 lengths or more behind him was as close to perfection as any in his 25-year career. Dettori could have been riding Trev as he's retained as the #1 rider by Sheikh Keoughan, her owner, and was in the saddle for her first 2 races last year. He was then jocked off by cricket head Marek, Trev's trainer, who felt that the riding style of Thierry Janet was better suited to her horse. In fact, in 2014, she was proved correct. Frankie Dettori hailed Golden Horn as the best horse he has ever ridden after landing a record-equaling 4th win in the Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. 20 years after landing his first arc on Lamtara, Dettori continued a season which has seen a remarkable resurrection in his fortunes by delivering a first win in the race for trainer John Gosden, whose support has been a key to the jockey's revival. Well, and that's all we have on this episode of Horse Sense. As always, thank you for joining me. Do remember to follow me on my Twitter handle. Until I see you on the next episode, goodbye. And as always, may the horse be with you.